Hello everyone, welcome back to Miss Fashion YouTube channel. My name is Miro, and if you're new here, you're welcome. Kindly hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. Thank you for stopping by. So in today's tutorial, I'll be going about the cutting of this Victorian overbust corset. The video by the left was made by Vicky James, and the picture by the right was made by Mix Fashion, which is me. So if this is something you are interested in learning, you will definitely keep on watching, and let's get started with the tutorial. So this is my basic bodice, okay? So from my shoulder line, I came in by 1 inch to get my shoulder slope. So I connected it to my armhole curve that way. So for the neckline, I did 3 inch by 3 inch. Okay, from my shoulder to my bust point, under bust, half length, then the full length. Okay, so I'm basically just going to label my measurements of the lines there. Okay, the bust point, under bust, half length, which is also the waistline, and the full length of the blouse. Okay, so that's what I have there. The next thing I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be taking half of my bust span measurement, which is nipple to nipple measurement, divided by 2. You input the figure like so. So in my own case, mine was 9 inch divided by 2, which is 4.5. So I'm going to be just rolling it down like so to get a straight line. I'll roll it down to the hemline like so to get a straight line. So that's what I've just done there. The next thing I'll be doing is that I'm going to be dividing my armhole line. Whatever I have for my armhole line, I'm going to be going in by 0.75 inch from the center of my armhole line. So I'm going to be connecting it like so. So in order for me to get a proper armhole curve, I'm going to be dividing my round bust measurement divided by 4. I'll input the figure, then I'll connect it like so, as you can see. So I'm basically just blending the curve right there. This will help to eliminate excess from your armhole, just in case if you are fixing yoke to your blouse. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing is that I'm going to be heading to the under bust. I'm going to be tightening the under bust of this pattern. Okay, so what I'll do, I went in by 1.5 inch, okay, from that nipple to nipple line. So for the other part, I went in by 1 inch. Okay, from the bust point, I came down by half of an inch, okay, to avoid sharp bust point. Okay, to avoid sharp bust point. Okay, so that's why I came down by half of an inch. I'm going to be connecting the lines like so. So the next thing I'll be doing, I'm also going to be taking the same 1.5 inch. I'm using pencil for this part because I'm going to be transferring the darts of this under bust line at the left hand side. Okay, so I'm going to be using pencil to just highlight the measurement there, because I'm going to be cleaning it off. I'm going to transfer that measurement. So for the center front, I went in by 1 inch. I'm also going to just use pencil to highlight the measurement there. So okay, so I'm going to curve it from that 1 inch measurement I came in from the center front line. So I'm going to be curving it to the bust point like so. Okay, I'm going to be curving it to the bust point like so, as you can see. It feels like an angel straight from heaven, just like my lucky number 7. You're my shooting. So this is what I have right now. Okay, after blending the curves. So the next thing I'll be doing is that from my center front there, I'm going to be going in by 1 inch. Okay, I'm going to be going in by 1 inch because I want this line, I don't want the dot lines to be straight. Okay, so I want them to be curved. Okay, this way you will have a proper Victorian corset, but it all depends on your preference. Okay, for this part I want it to be curved, to be slanty a little bit. Okay, as you can see. So I'm going to be connecting from that 1 inch line to my under bust at the center front, as you can see. So I'm just basically using a pencil to highlight my measurement. So the former line that I drew, the straight line, I'm going to be taking that straight line off. Okay, so I went to take that straight line off. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing is that from that 1 inch I came in from the center line. Okay, that 1 inch I came in from the center line like so. I'm going to be connecting it straight to my underbust, the center front of the underbust, as you can see. That way I've transferred the dart from that first line that I drew to this center front area. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain there. So the next thing I'll be doing is that I want to also transfer the darts at the underbust area. So for the underbust area, I had 2.5 inch. So from that 1 inch I came in from the center front, I'm going to be measuring 2.5 inch, okay, at the hemline, as you can see. I'm going to be measuring 2.5 inch at the hemline, as you can see. So that way I've transferred the dart that is on the underbust, okay, to that area. As you can see, I'm using pencil to just highlight it also, as you can see. I hope you understand. Okay, so I'm just basically extending my length. Okay, I'm adding my allowance, my sewing allowance. Okay, I'm adding my sewing allowance of 1 inch. I'm just basically extending the lines. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there. So what I'm going to be doing now is that I'm going to be using marker to make these lines more visible. Okay, I'm going to be using my marker to make this line more visible, as you can see. Okay, so what I've just done there is that I have moved the dart on the underbust to the hemline because I want it to have a slant effect. Okay, I want this Victorian corset to have a slant effect, as you can see. Okay, so I have transferred all the darts, okay, to have slant lines like this. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So that way my dart lines will not be straight anymore. So I have cleaned off the straight ones that I did before. So the next thing I'll be doing is that my shoulder line, I'll be taking the center point of my shoulder line. I'm going to be connecting it to my bust point. Okay, the center point of my shoulder line, I'm going to be connecting it to my bust point. So I've connected the lines. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be measuring my armhole line. So I'll get the center point of it. Okay, I'll divide it by 2 and get the center point of it. So the next thing, I'm basically just extending my chest line so that I'll be able to get the neckline for this pattern. Okay, I'm basically just extending my chest line like so. So for this, you can come down by ½ inch. Okay, you can go up by ½ inch for the neckline. So it's really depends on your preference and the person you are working with, okay, and how you want it revealing. So for this case, I'll be going up by ½ inch. Okay, I went up by half inch. Okay, so I'm going to be connecting that ½ inch point I went up at the center line to meet the center point I got from my armhole when I divided it by 2. Okay, so I'll be connecting the points together like so, as you can see. To get this part, I'm basically just getting my neckline, the neckline for this pattern, as you can see. Okay, so I've gotten the neckline for this pattern. This is the neckline I'll be working with. Okay, so if you want to come down by ½ inch, that is how you are still going to be connecting it. But for this part, I want to go up by ½ inch. So I'm going to be cleaning off the other one that I did. Okay, so that's basically it. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing now is that I want to blend it very well. I want to blend the curves very well. I'm basically just blending the curves very well. Okay, like so. I'm just blending it. So this is what I have right now. So the next thing I'll be doing right now, I'm going to be tightening my over bust. Okay, I'm going to be tightening my over bust. So on the left hand side, I went in by 0.75. Okay, I'm just going to input the measurement there. Pencil. to highlight it with pencil. So at the center front, I came in by 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm basically just connecting the lines to meet my bust point line. Okay, so I'm going to be connecting the other side to also meet my bust point line. So when you are connecting this, please, you also come up by 1/2 inch, okay, to avoid point edge at your bust point. Okay, this will help to avoid pointy edge at the bust point. So I'm using my marker to make the line more visible, like so. So I have connected the center front. I'm basically just connecting the side front over bust, as you can see. So I have connected the lines together. I'm blending the bust point. Okay, as you can see, this is what I have right now. So the next thing I'll be doing now is that I'm going to be taking my round measurements. Okay, my round bust divided by 4. Okay, I'm going to be I inputted the measurement, then I'll replace my dart. The dart I took for the over bust, I'll replace it plus my sewing allowance. So I'm still going to do the same thing for the bust points. So for the under bust, you take your under bust measurement, you input it, then you replace the dart at the under bust line. Okay, always replace your dart to avoid shortage, as you can see. Okay, that is what I am doing right there. So I'm replacing my dart with my round underbust measurement plus my sewing allowance. That's the figure I have right there. So for the waistline, your round waistline measurement, also known as your half length, your round waistline measurement, you divide it by 4, you replace the dart, and also add your sewing allowance. You can decide to add your sewing allowance to your pattern, or you add to when you are cutting your fabric. Okay, that is optional. So I'm going to go over to my hip line divided by 4. I'll replace the dart plus my sewing allowance. That is the point I have there. So I'm going to be connecting these points together like so. For my bust to my under bust to my half length, I'm going to be using my curve ruler to connect my half length to my hip line. Okay, so that is what I have right there, as you can see. Okay, for the half length, that's for the waistline, I want to snatch my waist. Okay, I want to remove 4 inch for my waist. Okay, so you can decide to do it this way that I want to do it, or you slash your pattern, okay, and divide the dart you want to take. That's the intake you want to remove from your waistline. So what I'll be doing now is that, as you can see, if you have watched my previous corset videos, you will understand what I'm trying to say. So you can decide to divide your side bust. Okay, you can decide to divide the side bust and take out the the snatching effect. So for this case, I went in by 1 inch from my waistline. Okay, as you can see, I went in by 1 inch from my waistline. So in this case, if I open this pattern, it will be 2 inch, 1 inch on both sides. Okay, for the back, I'm also going to be taking 1 inch on both sides, which will make it total of 4 inch that I'm taking from my waistline. So I'll connect it like so to my hip line. So I'm just basically shading off that part because I will not be needing my initial waist measurement. So I'm going to be working with this new one now. I hope you can see what I am doing there. I reduced my waist by 4 inch. Okay, I took 1 inch from this side. I'll take 1 inch for the other side like so. So I want to tighten my side bust. So whatever I had there, I divided by 2, then I connected it straight to my bust point. I just shaded off that part because I'll be taking off that part. So for the chest, from the chest line, I'm going to be going up by 1/2 inch. Okay, and also for that line, that's the neckline curve I have there. Okay, I'm going to be connecting it to the neckline curve that I have there. Before I connect it, I went in by 1/2 inch also from that neckline curve from the armhole line. I came down by half of an inch there to connect it also to the sides. Okay, from the side I came up by half inch. So for the neckline area, I came down by half inch at the armhole side. So the next thing I'll be doing now is that from that center line, I came in by half of an inch. For the center line, I came in by half of an inch. I will connect it straight down to meet the dart leg at the hemline. Okay, this will help to have that snatchy effect and firm look at the waistline. Okay, for the center front. Okay, that is what I did here. I came in by half of an inch for the center front. I connected it straight down to the hemline. So the next thing I'll be doing now is that, okay, I'm basically just going over it again. I came in by half of an inch from the waistline at the center front. I connected it straight down to meet the dart leg of the center front. This will help to have the snitch effect at the center front. So the next thing I'll be doing is that I want to reduce the dart leg for the side front so that it will not be too wide, so that the down part of this pattern, or if you are making it on the dress, so that the down part will not be too wide. So I came in by half of an inch at the side front. I connected it straight to the under bust. I hope you can see. I used pencil for that. Okay, I connected straight so that it will avoid that wide effect at the down part. This will help to close up the down part properly. Okay, when you are done sewing. So the next thing I'll be doing now is that I'm going to be cutting out the pattern. So this is the back pattern. Okay, so I have my bust point, shoulder to bust point, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to half length, and shoulder to the full length. So that is what I have for this pattern right now. So the next thing I'll be doing now is that I'm going to be extending my chest line, okay, to meet the center back. Okay, I extended my chest line to meet the center back. So the next thing I'll be doing from my shoulder, from my armhole line, I'm going to be dividing my armhole line by 2. From the point I got, I'm going to be going in by half of an inch. Okay, I'm going to be going in by half of an inch at the shoulder, at the armhole line. I'm just basically going to connect it like so. I'll connect it to make the chest line. Okay, basically just blended the curve very well. So that is for the armhole. For the next thing I'll be doing, I'm going to be taking my dart, my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, okay, which is 4.5. I'm just putting it there. So I'm going to be connecting it straight down with my ruler. Okay, so I'm basically just connecting the lines. The next thing I'll be doing right now is that I'm going to be taking the darts for the waistline. Okay, I'm taking the darts for the waistline. So I went in by 0.75 at the side. I also went in by 0.75 at the center front. So I'm basically just connecting the lines to meet my bust point. Okay, to meet the bust point. Okay, this is for the back. This is the back measurement. This is the back pattern. Okay, this is the back pattern. Okay, so that is what I'm doing. I'll just connect it straight down to make the hemline like so. Okay, this is how you get your darts for the back. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing now is that I'll be going in by 1.5 inch from the center back, because I want to take out that 1.5 inch. That place I'll be replacing it with my modesty panel. Okay, so if you are using zipper at this point, you can put your zipper allowance first before taking your measurements. Okay, you can add your zipper allowance before taking your measurements. So I don't need zip for this dress, so I want to uh uh I want to replace this part with a modesty panel. So I'll be fixing eyelets at the back of this dress. So the next thing I'll be doing is that I'll be taking my round bust measurement, or my round measurements. Okay, my round bust measurement divided by 2 plus my sewing allowance. So for the under bust line, I took my round underbust measurement divided by 4. Then I replace the dart there. So I'm also going to be doing the same thing for the waistline. I'm going to be dividing my round waistline by 4. I'll replace the dart that I took, okay, plus my sewing allowance. That is what I'm basically doing there. So after doing that, I'm going to be heading over to the hip line. Okay, I'm going to be heading over to the hip line. So before I forget, I reduced my back waist length. I reduced my back length by 1 inch because of this bust that I took for the front. Okay, I reduced my back with 1 inch because once I close my bust dart, the measurement for the side will reduce. Okay, if I'm using the same measurements for front and back, it will make the back will not be longer. I hope you understand. So in that way, I reduce my back by 1 inch. So the next thing I'll be doing now is that, I took in 1 inch from the front waistline to snatch my waist. So I'll still do the same thing here. I went in by 1 inch from the waistline. Okay, I went in by 1 inch from the waistline, which will make the total of 4 inches that I reduced the waist of this pattern. Okay, so my waist measurement is 37. So I took it 4 inch, so the remaining one is 33. Okay, so I'm working with 33. So I went in by 1 inch from the back. So when I open this back pattern, it will now be 2 inch for back, 2 inch for front. I hope you understand. So I'm basically just labeling my pattern. Okay, so guys, if at this point you haven't subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Help this channel to grow. Thank you for doing so. So at the chest line, I went in by half of an inch, just the way what I did for the front. Okay, I went in by half of an inch, so I'm going to be connecting it, okay, to meet the initial line, the armhole line, the initial armhole line, as you can see. So I'm going to be extending the line, as you can see. This will help to avoid opening at the armhole. Okay, the armhole will not be too open with this way. Okay, this way the armhole will not be too open. So from the chest line, I went in by 3 inch from the chest line because I want to have this curve effect at the back of this pattern. I want to have this curve effect. Okay, I don't want it straight. Okay, so I went up by 3 inch from the chest line. Okay, I'm basically just going to connect it from that armhole line, the new armhole line I got. Okay, I'm basically just connecting it to meet the neckline for the back. So this is the new neckline for the back. Okay, this is the new neckline for the back. So this is what I have for the back right now. Basically just going to extend the 1.5 inch I took from the back to the upper line. So I'm going to be eliminating that part. I'm going to be taking that part off, replacing it with a modesty panel. So my eyelet will be fixed this way, just the way I am labeling the back, as you can see. Okay, that's how I'll be fixing my eyelet. So I'll be taking off that 1.5 inch. I'll be replacing it with a modesty panel. So at this point, okay, so the next thing I'll be doing, I'm going to be styling the hemline of my back. So you can do whichever styling that you want. Okay, so I did this off camera, so you can do whichever styling that you want, but basically I went in by 3 inch from that part, from that leg. Okay, so at the back I'm just connecting this to meet my hip line. So that's what I'm doing right there. I'm just basically doing the styling for the back. So at this point, you can do whichever styling that you want, okay? Depending on the client you're working with and what you want, if you're making it for yourself, okay? So I won't be filming this part because I don't want you to get confused at the styling for the down part. Just work with what you want, okay? So basically for the front, I want to cut out my front pattern. So before you cut out, you measure what you have for the over bust, okay, line for the side, and measure that of the center front. So make sure they are equal before you cut, okay, to avoid one part longer than the other part while sewing. So the center front was shorter, so I had to extend it. I'm basically just going to blend it to meet the neckline the cover, the neckline, like so, as you can see. Make sure you always cross-check it. Even if you are doing a bustier, you are doing whichever that you are working with, that just make sure you always cross-check your lines for the over bust. Okay, I've basically just done it there. I'm also going to be cutting it out like so. I'm cutting it out like so. As you can see, I'm cutting from my new waistline. I'm cutting from my new waistline, as you can see. I hope you understand, guys. If you have any question, if you don't understand any part of this tutorial, you can drop it at the comment section. Okay, I'm definitely going to reply you. So at this point, if you haven't hit that button, that subscribe button, if you haven't liked, you haven't shared this video, please kindly hit on that subscribe button, like, share, and comment at the comment section down below. Okay, you can also drop your question there. I'll reply you. Okay, so guys, I'm basically just cutting out this pattern, the front pattern. Okay, as you can see, I'm taking off the excess at the down part, like out. Okay, so the next thing I'll be doing is that I'm going to be taking my side dart. Okay, I'm going to be taking it off. Okay, so I'm going to be taking off my side dart like so. I'm just slashing it out. So I'm going to be using tape to tape it down. Okay, I'm going to be using tape to tape it down. I'll be closing it like so. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'll be closing it like so. As you can see, I pulled it from the down part and I closed it. I'm going to be taping it down. This will help to avoid excess at the side. So this is the back. I'm cutting off the back pattern now. Cutting off the back pattern now. So that's the neckline for the back, as you can see. So hopefully I'll be sewing this pattern. I'll be sewing it on the fabric. Okay, so someone requested for this video, so that is why I'm doing it. Okay, so this is the hemline for the back. So like I said, you can do whichever styling that you want. Okay, you can do whichever styling that you want for the hemline, for the front, for the back. Just go with the flow. Sewing is all about creativity. I say this every time. Sewing is all about creativity. Just be creative. Okay, just do whichever pattern that you want. Okay, so I'm basically just extending that nipple to nipple line to the new neckline. So I'm going to be taking off the dart at that area. So this is the back. I'm taking off the dart from the back. Okay, I already replaced that dart. Okay, so this is what I have for the back. So the back panel is now two for one side, two for the other side, making a total of 4 panels at the back. So, and the front, 4 panels for the front. So this is what I have for the front and the back. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you are yet to hit on the subscribe button, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload the sewing tutorial of this video and any other video. Okay, thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for watching. See you on my next one. Bye.